Alex from Copernicus International Consulting. Today I'm going to give you some of the tips and insights from our professional investment team about how to secure that all-important influx of capital to help your business fulfill its growth potential. Firstly, let's ask the question right up front. Would your business benefit from external investment? Because external investment isn't right for every business, and if it is, it has to be on the right basis for you. As you're watching this, I'm going to assume you are considering outside investment, maybe not purely for financial input, but also the experience and contacts that a serious investor could bring with them as a matter of course. If that's the case, before you explore further, you should consider to what extent you're ready for such a step change in your business. And let's again be honest, not every business owner welcomes a third party around the boardroom table. Here at Copernicus, we have 20 years experience of helping businesses to get pitch ready. We make sure you have clear answers ready to the following questions before trying to attract the right investor. Let's begin with, why do you need the investment? Typically, the main purposes of attracting outside investment to companies are investment project implementation. As a rule, investments are attracted for a specific project financing, such as production expansion, new products launching, or strategic acquisition. This is known as project financing. Company development financing. In this case, investments are applied not to finance a single investment project, but to finance a wide list of actions in accordance with the company's strategic development plan. Company solvency restoration. Here, investment is required for the following purposes: settlement of overdue debts, working capital financing, restructuring of accounts payable, financing of business reorganisation, and accounts relating to cost reduction. Today we'll focus on project investment and development finance. First serious question you have to ask yourself, what kind of capital is required? Different sources of investment could be required. Let's review two alternatives: debt capital and equity capital. Debt capital could be attracted by the issue of debt securities, bonds or bills of exchange, by bank loan financing, or by using a leasing scheme to buy fixed assets. Your suppliers of debt capital therefore could be banks, the leasing companies, or even private individuals, often referred to as high net worth individuals, although in reality it could be anyone from your friend to your rich uncle. Normally, there is a predetermined rate of return, the interest for investors, which as a borrower you are required to pay, and security, a mortgage or guarantee. There are different options how to attract equity capital, the most popular being initial or follow-on offering to a capital market, private placement, sale of shares, or the establishment of a joint venture. You can see therefore that equity capital could be attracted both from the institutional and from the private investors. Are you and the owners ready to share control over the business? It's important to distinguish portfolio and direct investments in the case of equity capital. Portfolio investors buy securities of different issuers and in this way create their investment portfolio. They might not necessarily require participation in the management of the invested enterprises and mainly acquire minority shareholdings. In the case of direct investments, an investor buys a business share, allowing him to participate in a company's management, control its activity, and influence its development. For small and middle-sized businesses, direct investments are often the major method of equity capital attracting. Equity investors have different interests and goals. Depending on it, there are two types of investor: financial and strategic investors. Financial investors are looking for return on their investments and profit. First of all, when there is a share resale after, say, the successful implementation of development plans, which has led to an increase in company's value. Secondly, by dividends from operating activity. Financial investors influence the company's activity only at a top level and don't interfere in day-to-day operational management. Frequently, these investors are private equity funds and investment companies. Usually, they aim to purchase a minority stake in a prospective growing business and require a clear strategy of exit, which is another way of saying sale, from an investment project at the time of investing, usually 3 to 7 years ahead. Strategic investors are the companies carrying on business that is in some way related to the activity of the invested company. They are first and foremost interested in the benefits which could be obtained from joint management of these businesses. Such benefits are known as synergetic effect. This could be in the form of access to a new geographical market, cross-sales of different products to the same clients, economy of scale and production, purchases or distribution, access to capital, etc. Now let's contrast the two. Strategic investors are less demanding on the current company's financial results and oriented and are more focused on future income. They do, however, require being able to purchase the majority share in the company's equity to determine its operating activity. Passing part of the business control to the financial or strategic investor is not always a negative moment for the main owners. Frequently, an investor is able to incorporate consistency, efficiency, and strategic vision in the company's management. Which is right for you? Contact our investment team here at Copernicus by mailing inquiries at copernicus-consulting.com with investment support in the message subject line for a free initial assessment of the potential your business has to raise external investment. In part 2 of the Copernicus Guide to Raising Investment, we'll talk about readiness to negotiate with an investor and the success factors required to attract investments, and perhaps as important as anything, what to avoid